So today we're going to talk about how to create a texture into your pot if you want to do that. Now, some of you might just want to use the glaze as the design, and that's fine. That's a beautiful way to go. You can just leave your plain pinch pot that you have, and you can fire it like this. But if some of you want to actually put some designs on this, I'm going to show you how. Here I've got a leather hard pinch pot. Notice I said it's leather hard, okay? I'm not able to manipulate this anymore. Remember when I said that leather hard clay is good for carving? That's what we want. When we try to carve wet clay, it does not look good. So we don't worry about trying to carve it. We wait until it's leather hard. So I've got several different carving tools here. I'm also going to need, which I don't have, a needle tool. Okay? So the first thing I'll do is I'll show you how to carve or impress a design. So these are little, oops, can't see them. These are little carving tools. You see one of them, this has like a triangle on the end. Here's one with a round circle. I have these up here if you want to use them. There might be some in the back drawer, but I don't think there's that many. These get broken kind of easily, so I usually keep them up here if you want to use them. Just come on up and ask. I have no problem blending them out to you. Okay, and I'm going to show you this round one. I can carve a design into this. And remember when we did that worksheet on our elements of art? And in that worksheet, we talked about pattern. There was a principle of art that was pattern. I can make a pattern on this. Whoops. Sorry, I'm not showing you here. Just by carving this out like this. All I'm doing is just repeating that pattern. Okay, so it's something as simple as that. Could be kind of neat on your pot. Okay. If I want to make a design, I've got some different stamps here, and these are in the top drawer over here in this bank of drawers. There's some different stamps. If you want to make your own stamp, you could do it out of Sculpey, and I will put it in the little baby oven that we have, and I will bake it for you, and you can have your very own stamp. But there are some stamps in there, and there's different things that you can make texture with. So if I want to make texture with this, it's better if my clay is soft leather hard, but I'm going to try anyway. So just impress this. Now notice how I'm going to support the side of this. And I'm just going to press this in. Okay, and then I can make that heart. I know that's a little bit tough to see, but I've got a heart. I'm going to do it again, and I just rolled that stamp on there. Okay, just like that. And I made an impression on that. Okay. Now, what if I want to add to this? Say I want to put a donut. I'm going to put a donut on my piece. So I'm going to roll a coil, and I'm going to create a donut. There it is. Okay, and I want to put several donuts on this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to score and slip. We talked about scoring and slipping. To do that, I need a needle tool or something to score with. I like these. They are metal brushes. I've got some slip here. This is gray slip. And I'm going to attach this. So I'm going to score my piece. This is making an outie texture, right? These are innie textures. So if you think of a belly button, you either have an innie or an outie. Same thing we're talking about. This is going to stick out. The ones I made before go in. So an innie or an outie. I'm going to slip this, and I'm going to attach it to my, okay, and I've got a donut. I could put legs on here if I wanted to. I could do lots of different things. The last thing I want to show you is you can use almost anything as a texture maker. Any tool, I could pick up any tool in this classroom and I could use it to create texture on my pot. For instance, I could use this tape. I could take this, bless you. I could take this and I could roll this tape onto my pot and I can make a texture. Look at that. Kind of cool. Okay. There are tons of tools in the back, in the top drawer, in that bank of drawers back there, that look like this, that have little ends. Some of them look like arrows. This one kind of looks like a teardrop. I could use this as a texture making tool. Watch this. I can do all kinds of things just with this tool. I could even use the handle of the tool to roll a texture on here. Might be kind of hard to see. I'll pass this around in a minute so you can see it. There's lots of different ways to make texture. Anything that you see can be used as a texture tool. Here I've got a flat paddle. And I can make a texture that way. I can also draw with a needle tool. Now, here's what I suggest. If you want to draw something, that's fine. Use a needle tool. But then what you're going to go over it with is one of these wooden dowel tools. One of my favorite tools is this simple sharpened wooden dowel. Looks like a big toothpick. If I could only choose one tool to have, I would choose this one because I can do everything with it. I can score with it. I can make designs with it. I can draw with it. So if I wanted to make a design, I could draw it first with my needle tool. Now, I'm getting a bunch of boogers on this, and I don't think that you probably can see this, but there's a bunch of little clay boogers. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to widen this and go over it. This is going to do two things. It's going to compress the clay and get rid of some of those boogers. It's also going to widen my line. And that is useful because when I go to glaze this, I don't want to lose all my lines. Okay, so see how that widened that? And you can see it a lot better? So before, okay, look like that. Now I'm going to widen it. Getting some boogers here. A lot of times I can let those dry and I can just knock those off with a clean paintbrush. All right, so that is Texture Making 101. Relief, making an innie or an outie texture. All right.